In pickleball, you are missing key opportunities that you can win the point. And why? It's because you are not knowing when to speed up the ball. Too many players, they're not speeding up at the right time when they have the right ball, or they're speeding up at the wrong time and they're losing the point. If you watch this whole video, then you're going to learn the exact moment to be aggressive off of a bounced ball in the kitchen. Now, what do you have to look for when you are speeding up?
So the first thing you need to do is get your mindset to change. A lot of people think, okay, we're at the kitchen, we have to dink the ball. Someone hit me a ball in the kitchen, I have to dink it back, because they don't yet know how to recognize different types of dinks coming at them. Once you get to this level, you can see a ball that is either going to be aggressive and you have to going to like neutralize the point, or you see a ball that's considered a dead dink that sits up and it's an attackable ball for you. So that's how you know when to use a speed up.
So essentially, you want to wait for the dead dink to speed up the ball. And in this video, we're going to be talking about what the dead dink is, how to look for it, how to get it, and also how to execute that speed up. Now, I feel like even for myself at a 5-0 level, it's hard in competition to speed up the ball at the right time, especially coming from a prior racket sport background. I get a little bit hesitant, especially in tournaments. I'm nervous. Are they going to read it? If I speed the ball up at the wrong time and I do it at the wrong time, they make me feel like an idiot because they'll just smash the ball down, or they'll just move away and the ball will go out. So,
I mean, it is safer, and it's not a wrong choice to dink back a dead dink. Like, that's fine, but you just lost your chance to attack the other team.
Yeah.
So you have to really practice this and get comfortable, because you're going to be totally uncomfortable when you first start doing this. But if you want to get to that next level, or you're getting sped up on and you want to get them back, you have to understand this lesson.
And another thing as well is, like, even if you are at a lower level, I feel like the higher level you get, like going to the pros, the more players are effective and know when to speed up the ball. So if you can execute this at a lower level, and watch this video, because this video will help anyone at any level learn this shot, you're going to have one shot that many players don't have. And in general, in club level or recreational level pickleball, until you get to the pros where they have that crazy defense, whoever hits or capitalizes on the first opportunity technically wins the point every single time. The right opportunity, and that's key, and that's what we're going to look for. So if you stay tuned for this whole video, we're going to teach you exactly how to find that right opportunity, capitalize on that opportunity, and win the point instantly instead of giving your opponent a chance to have the first opportunity. So should we get started?
Yeah.
Let's show them exactly what a dead dink is. So we're going to show you exactly what to look for. You don't want a ball that's pinning you back or keeping you dink. So if I give a ball to Michelle that's here, she's stepping forward. Notice she's going forward. When you go forward, you can be aggressive. Once again, if you go forward, you can be aggressive. The ball that you don't want to do is if it's deep and Michelle's getting pushed backwards. Let this ball bounce real quick. So if it's deep and she's getting pushed backwards, look, if you get pushed backwards, you're either going to pop the ball up, or if you hit the ball and you don't pop it up to your opponent and your opponent doesn't take it, you're going to hit it out. Once again, it's very difficult to hit a speed up or aggressive shot that's in off your back foot. And again, if you do that, what's going to happen? You're going to hit it off your back foot, slow it down so we can do it for the camera. But here, hit it off your back foot. I'm going to smash it down at her because she would pop it up at me higher. So you want to make sure, again, that you take the ball on the inside. Now, what's the next thing that you want? Not just inside, but what about the
sitting up?
And talk about that while I get some balls.
So a ball that sits up is one that, like Tyler just said though, is not pushing you back and it's not aggressive. It's something that, as Tyler would say, has nothing on it. Like, there's no spin. It's not aggressive. It's not coming fast. So it comes over the net, it's shallow, and it just bounces, and it's just sitting there like a sitting duck waiting for you to attack it.
And that's the best thing. I think sitting duck is a perfect
and
analogy.
Something that I feel like is so important too, like we're gonna get into this in depth more as we go on with this video, but I was playing yesterday with a new partner, or new people that I haven't played with before, and I saw so many sitting ducks, but they weren't my ducks to attack. So like, I saw a ball come over here, I'm like, sitting duck, do something with it, because I thought she was gonna do something with it, and I was ready to counter because I thought she was gonna speed up. I didn't think she was gonna wild. I thought she was gonna speed the ball up, and then they were gonna counter it, and then I was gonna counter it. But then she didn't, and she just dinked it back. I was like, oh, I missed that one.
And you know, I feel like for beginner players, or even players who are intermediate, but when they start out pickleball, The goal is, as a coach, and we do it at Universal Rackets, is to keep on dinking. Learn how to dink, learn how to dink. Be consistent, dink, 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 dink. That you get conditioned to almost always want to dink the ball, because that's the #1 skill that you work on. But after you achieve that consistency and control and confidence, then you got to take it up next level and capitalize on opportunities.
Yeah, and that's going to be uncomfortable when you first start doing it.
So what you referenced was sitting duck. And what we mean by that is a ball, think about the ball, it's not pushing forward at you, or it's not even kicking backwards if you hit slice. It's hitting and it's staying up, okay? So even if the ball's shallow, if the ball's coming to her like that, that's not a dead dink. Look how it's coming to her. It's going to her, right? A dead dink is a ball that's sitting up like that, and then she can speed up. Again, let's do a couple more, okay? So this is what isn't a dead dink. Even if they land shallow, notice the ball's going forward to her. It's hitting the ground and going to her. This is a dead dink. Don't kill him, though. This is a dead dink. This is a dead dink. Look, it's sitting up where she can go into it. Now, real quick, why did you miss that there?
Because I was speeding it up like this with my legs straight like that.
Okay, I maybe told you to speed up, but here's the big thing. What weren't you doing speeding up that ball? You weren't
Getting
going
under
forward.
the ball. Yeah.
You weren't going forward. So a big thing is if you don't get your body to go forward, and that doesn't necessarily mean your footwork, but you were just going up. You need to speed up a ball, and this is part of that speed up. You want to go, give me a speed up or a dead dink. Here we are, give me a dead dink. You want to go forward with your body. You don't want to move backwards or stay up. So that's a big thing. So that is what you were looking for. A ball that's sitting up, a ball that's not coming at you, a ball that's a sitting duck.
A ball that doesn't make you move. It is a ball that you can move to.
Yes. That's such a good quote.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, we have to make a reel about that. Say it one more time.
It's a ball that doesn't make you move. It's a ball that you have the opportunity to move to and do something with it.
Yes.
That's what I just kept waiting for. I'm like, do something, go, do something with that ball. I'm ready.
Now, we spoke about what ball to look for.
Yes.
Going, okay? Now the second thing, as soon as you find that ball, you need to go for it. The next thing that you have to do is once we locate that ball, once we find a dead dink, which is what we went over, we went over these things, ball that doesn't make you move, right? Or not a ball that moves you. You have to commit. Whenever you find this ball, you have to commit to the shot. And every single time that you commit, you're not going to always win the point.
Right, so I'm gonna just offer some more real life scenarios because I just did this yesterday and that's what prompted this content today. Because it's real life playing with a bunch of different kinds of people from all different places, is we went into depth with the girls that I was playing with yesterday. Like, well, this is what you have to do. This is how you know when to do it. Like, this is what's going on. So then every time for the rest of that time when I was playing, I saw a dead dink, I sped it up. Every single time, like, I feel obligated now to do this every single time because I want everyone else to recognize that they're getting punished for giving me these dead dinks. It was very excessive, and you shouldn't really do that if you're playing like a tournament or something, but I wanted to work on it. I wanted to work on my speed ups. And I felt the need to be like, okay, there's one, go attack it. There's another one, go attack it. Where I feel like you want to kind of like spread it out over time if you're taking your game like super serious and you're training for a tournament.
But as you mentioned, though, you were practicing, so you wanted to work on it every single time.
And I was comfortable with who I was with. Like, I didn't feel the need to like win every single game.
Yeah.
I worked on what I wanted to work on.
And that's a skill not only for the dead dinks and the speed ups, which we're talking about now, but if you want to work on a specific skill and improve it, you have to commit to it every single time. And that's the best way that we would recommend. After you're done this video, and we're going to get into the speed ups and everything, is to go out on court, play with people that you know maybe it doesn't count or you're okay with losing to them, but you still may win. But every single ball is going to be a speed up.
Yep.
Practice makes permanent. You need to do it over and over and over again that you have confidence, so in game time, oh, I've hit the shot a million times.
And it's not going to affect your game either. It's going to teach the person across from you to duck and get out of the way, because when you hit a speed up and you don't hit that person, they move out of the way, they win the point.
Yeah.
So it all is going to come together in matches, but I just wanted to share some like real life, how I do this, how it looks on court, and it's okay for you guys to practice things like this. You actually have to practice this at some point, unless you have a partner that wants to drill with you, which I heard is so rare.
Yeah, luckily I have you. You guys have to commit, okay? The reason why you're going to end up missing, and too many players, even if they find the dead dink, you're going to be scared to hit it. you're going to make a split-second guess. And what in pickleball, time is a currency in pickleball.
Right.
You don't have time. So this happens to me all the time. I know that the person straight ahead from me has really good hands.
Yeah.
I get a speed-up ball. It's amazing, perfect, dead dink, checks all the boxes that we went over, but I know that guy has good hands. So I'm like, oh, maybe should I speed it up, should I not? And then I hesitate 1 second, and then I automatically lose the point. And hesitation not only will make me miss the ball, but hesitation will make my opponent read it.
Yeah.
If I freeze for a split second, the person over there is going to be like, okay, he's probably going to speed the ball up.
And I'm going to take some like anxiety out of your mind too on the shot and like everything we're teaching here right now to give you the full disclosure. The full disclosure is when you make that decision to see that dead dink and speed the ball up, you're putting all the spotlight on yourself. You were shining a light saying, everyone, look at me. I'm trying to hit that person right now with the ball. And you have to be okay with that and understand it's part of the game. And if you don't do it, they're probably going to do it to you. So you have to understand that feeling and just like kind of get over it. And the only way to get over it is to practice it.
And you were mentioning about someone, they were like, they knew that you were going to speed the ball up with them every single time. If you're good at speeding it up and you're good at disguising it, which is what is part of what makes a great speed up, they're going to be afraid to dink to you. They're going to feel like that they have to make it perfect. Right. Their kitchen is going to shrink, literally in their mind, saying, oh my gosh, Michelle's so good at pulling the trigger, so good at speeding the ball up. I need to perfect my dinks to her or I'm going to get burned. Yeah. So I'm going to try to go for more. I'm going to pop the ball up because I'm trying to be too perfect. And then you're going to get an upper hand on your opponents.
So it's you can have a little bit of nervousness initially, but I think it's a great shot to have in your tool belt.
Now, should we go over the speed up?
Yeah, because the form's really going to matter too, because the first time you go out and try this, you're going to hit it into the net, you're going to hit it out of bounds, and you're like, oh my gosh, why did I do this? I never want to try the shot again. It didn't work, and I made myself look dumb. My partners were like, what are you doing? Or you hit the ball in the net and ended the point, or you hit the ball and it went out of bounds. So that would all be awful, but unfortunately you're gonna kind of have to get through all of that before you can get a successful speed up.
So in your opinion, what are the keys to an amazing speed up?
So, here's something that's great for you guys, is Tyler's going to give you the exact form that you need to hit this shot successfully. If someone hits you with the ball and you're tired of it, you're like, I'm going to start speeding the ball up, and you just go out of here and have no idea how to do the form or what you're doing to get under the ball or how to get spin on it or how to target someone's body, it's going to be a lot harder. But luckily, Tyler's going to show you step by step how to hit a great speed up.
Well, I feel like learning how to hit a great speed up, I'd like to start it with what are the best ways to read a speed up? What are the best ways to see your opponent and look for a speed up? Because you don't want to do that. When I see my opponent speeding up a ball, number one is they give me time to think about it. Number two, they take a big backswing. That's a huge one. So number one is like anticipation and time, right? Number two is they take a big backswing. If you're winding up, your opponent's going to know that there's a speed up. Yeah. And if you watch any Universal Rackets videos, if you ever see your opponent go like this, what are you going to do? Go over there though, because come on. You're going to walk off the court. Why are you going to walk off the court? Because the ball's going to go long. So what do you want to do? You want to make sure that you keep a short backswing. Feed me some balls real quick. Feed me some dead dinks. And watch. This is what you don't want to do.
Are you going to hit me with it?
No, I promise, babe.
Okay.
Here we are. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to go like that. What you do want to do, though, is you want to go like this. Notice there was no backswing whatsoever. Once again, there was no backswing whatsoever. The next thing is, and this is the best advice that I've gotten, which has transformed my game to, I'm at a 5-0, I'm now going above a 5-0. And what is it? It's from Zach Card. He said you want to make your dinks look like your speed ups or your speed ups look like your dinks. Disguise is key. If you can disguise your opponent and catch them off guard, you're going to be so much better off.
Disguise your shot.
Disguise your shot. Now, the thing is, though, is if you're playing at a lower level, probably under like a 3-5, if you speed up the ball, 9 times out of 10, your opponent doesn't have good hands, so this doesn't matter. But when you get higher level, your opponent, even if you speed it up at the right time, they're going to be able to just block it back. So disguise is what makes or break it. So when I disguise it, look, here's my dink. Here's my dink. Here's my dink. Here's my speed up. Did you know that was going to be a speed up? Well, probably, because you were waiting for one.
So good.
However, though, you want to have disguise. Another great thing is you want to make sure that you hold your shot till last minute. And I did a video on this and I said, what's the difference between a beginner or this advanced dink? And some players got it right, some players got it wrong, but I'm going to show you right now. This video went everywhere. So if you could feed me some balls, we're going to do it. Here we are. So this is a beginner, right? I'm just going again. I'm just going every single time. Look, here we are. I'm just going to hit the ball. Hit the ball on the rise, take time away from my opponent, right? This is advanced. Look, I'm waiting till last minute so then I can either go for a speed up or a dink. And that's very advanced tactic. Now, the next thing is the backswing. When I was playing and I would go to the park and we would play a local park, local rec play, I would play, could you check the camera, make sure it's not hot? I would play 3-0, 3-5 players. I would play 3-0, 3-5 players, and every single time I sped the ball up, I would automatically win. Why? Because, as I said before, when you speed a ball up at a lower player, they're probably not going to block back. And then I got my 5-0, 5-5 friends that asked me, hey Tyler, do you want to go out and play pickleball? Cool. I used the same shot that I used at the local park, and I sped the ball up. And what did they do? They blocked the ball right back at me and was like, access denied. You can't go. Stop right here. And I felt like an idiot. I'm like, why? I did this every single time, these people at the local park, but now I played this guy. I sped the ball up. I did all the criteria that we spoke about. I did the exact disguise. I did every single thing, and he just smashed the ball right back at me. When you hit the ball fast, the ball's going to come back just as fast. So after the speed up, you have to be ready for the cleanup. Once again, after the speed up, you have to be ready for the cleanup. Now, I played at the park every single time. I've never experienced someone getting my speed ups back, so this was so new to me. So I had to drill with higher level players to get this. However, after I speed the ball up, what I would do is I would just be here, done, okay? Again, I would speed up, walk off the court, okay? So this is me, right? Speed up, I would speed it up, here we are, and then they would smash it right back at me. I would be done. Now, after I speed up the ball, I need to be ready to go for the next ball. I need to expect a ball that is going to come back. After you speed the ball up, you need to expect the ball to come back just as fast. So again, watch. After I'm done speeding up, I want to be forward for the cleanup. What I would do is I would speed up and I would stand here or even move backwards. So after I'm done, I want to make sure that I finish forward so I can be ready for the cleanup. Notice when I finish forward, a great way to ensure that you're ready for the cleanup is have your speed up lead into the cleanup. What I mean by this, after I speed the ball up, notice my paddle is out here so I can get the ball ready. It's not here, it's out in front ready, and then I'm ready for the cleanup. Again, here, even if I'm taking it as a forehand, then I can go here and then I can go here. So here we are. Give me a forehand here and then here. But then they would probably pop the ball up. Notice, I'm doing this with Michelle right now. Michelle knows that every single speed up's coming at her. When you play your opponents, you should be always ready that the ball's going to come back just as fast. However, though, if they miss the ball, if they pop it up or anything, guess what? You win the point. Just like every single time in pickleball, you should always expect that the ball's going to be in. You should always expect until that ball goes out. Hey, if I speed the ball up and I'm ready for the cleanup, and they don't get the ball back or I win the point, cool, that sounds good, I won the point. But if they do, I am ready once I am done. Now, the next thing that we're going to work on is just keeping a short swing. Less is more in pickleball. The best speed ups in pickleball are probably 60, 70% power. They're the most consistent, they're the most controlled.
If he goes all out, the likelihood of that ball going out, if they recognize it when they duck, is 100%. Or it could go into the net if you go too hard. So it's really just to catch your opponent off guard, maybe hit them with the ball and end the point. So when you go to hit the shot, you need to get under the ball. You need to make sure that you're using top spin. You're dropping the paddle all the way down here with your body, and then you're swinging up, like he said, and leaning in. Now, if you go and you take a big backswing, that's going to give you too much. You don't want to go 100%. You want to keep it, like, what did you say, 60 or 70%?
Power.
Yes.
So what you don't want to do is you don't want to do this type of shot. I'm not going to hit you, okay? Here we are. So give me a dead dink. You don't want to go, I can hit that ball as hard as possible, but it's going long. I told you I wasn't going to hit you. This is a good speed up. You guys want to see? Ready? Be ready. See? Look, one more. I can hit the ball way harder, Okay, one more. I gotta get in my legs, like you said.
You're standing straight up.
That's good. Can I hit the ball harder? Yes. However,
it takes more.
And then the last thing that I want you to notice is how do we generate power for the speed up? It's not the swing. Watch how hard I can hit this ball. Look. See, look. This is how you hit a speed up. It's not this, it's not tons of wrist. You can generate the proper amount of power by just flicking your wrist. Here to here, here to here, here to here, not here to here. So one more, we're gonna do it, here we are. So we're gonna go here to here. That one was a little bit high maybe.
Yeah.
So where are places that you wanna aim for your opponent?
Chicken wing.
Make sure my body or my momentum's going forward. I don't want to close my stance necessarily because that means I'm taking a too shallow of a ball that's going to be low. I want to be here and I want to be in front. I want to be square and I want to be in front. Now, when I do this, I want to make sure that my paddle stays in front. Then I want to flick my wrist forward and then I want to finish with my paddle out in front. So again, step number 1 here, step number 2, paddle in front, step number 3, flick the wrist, and then finish. What I don't want to do is this. A lot of players, when they speed up, they'll turn and then they'll take a big backswing. We said don't do that. We want to make sure, again, we're here. We can take a step, but notice when I take a step, though, my body's still square. I'm never turning my body for a speed up. So keep your body square, keep your hips facing your opponent, and then you're going to go forward and finish right here.
You don't want to swing through the ball.
You don't want to swing through the ball, and that's a big thing that you brought up, which I am notorious for doing, used to do, is here. Ready? So I'm going to go again, and I'm going to speed up the ball, but then I'm going to come over here because I play tennis, tons of racket sports and everything. I want to make sure that my paddle always finishes out in front. So out in front hips, here, forward, and then you're good to go.
And the paddle needs to be pointing down, if
And that's
not
a big thing.
here.
Because here's the thing, when you're looking for these shots, the paddle needs to be pointing down because why? Because the ball is below the net. A lot of players have trouble with speed ups. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
Players have trouble, and like you said, your friend was having trouble yesterday.
Now here's the thing. I hope that everyone here at this point has understood that these shots are coming off of a bounce. We are not attacking a ball and a volley, which is taking the ball out of the air. The ball is coming to us and it is bouncing. So if the ball is bouncing, it could end up at varying heights depending on where you are on the court. So if the ball is bouncing over the net and hitting the ground, you cannot come through the ball, because if you come through the ball and you swing around, the ball is going to go right into the net like that, and it's going to have no spin. So for a speed up, you need to take your paddle and point it down to the ground.
Notice,
to initiate a speed up.
real quick, and
This could be a dink too.
we're going to do a reel on this. This is amazing. Do the first one again.
So swinging through.
Look at her elbow.
Flat.
Do you see her elbow? Do it one more time.
Swinging through.
Okay,
It's
now do
flat.
your speed up.
Here's the speed up out in front.
Look, her elbow doesn't move. Her elbow's around here. Okay, it moves a tiny bit. But where she did the first one, this is why your friend was, and this is how I would, if I saw her from what you're describing, I would literally say, just keep your elbow in.
Yeah.
So here we are. So we're going to be here, and we're going to go. So when she does it wrong, and when players go wrong, they use their elbow, and their elbow goes around. You want to keep your elbow in and just go with your wrist.
And people call this the flick too, and that's why, because you're flicking the ball.
And the best thing that you can do for this is if you struggle with that, what you're going to do is you're going to go here, you're going to put something in your arm, and you're going to speed up the ball. Let's give you a couple reps like that. And
Gosh, I love this.
you want to make sure that you are just flicking your wrist. You're not using your arm. Also, even if you still make this speed up, notice too, by keeping your elbow in, your paddle tip goes down, and then you flick it forward. Paddle tip down, flick it forward. Another thing, you have to make sure that you don't have a super loose grip, not super tight. You want to be like not too loose or not too tight. You want that proper grip when you hit it. You don't want to be going like super tight or the ball's going to go long, or super loose because then the ball's going to go up super high. So we're going to do a couple of reps. You just got to go here. Don't hit the camera, Michelle. And let's say, okay, that was the worst feed of 2024. Good. Try not to kill me. Maybe a little bit slower. Good. There we are. Perfect. Forward. And that's how you do it. Notice how you finish. So if the ball comes there, you're able to defend. So that's a great drill to do, everyone, is just either think that you're keeping your elbow in or keep the ball in, because if you swing, the ball's going to come out.
Now you do, like in your adrenaline mind, the way it works in pickleball, when you're playing and your endorphins are going, you're going to want to hit the ball like this, like as hard as you can, like I did on the first one. But like you mentioned before, you want 60 to 70%. And I just love something else that is a benefit of that 60 to 70%. If they do duck out of the way, your ball might land on the baseline.
I love when that happens.
Right.
When you go for a speed up, yeah, if you hit that 60, 70%,
like,
the ball, they're going to move out of the way, being like, oh, I got you. And then the ball's going to go in. Because
I actually think I have a clip of that from my last women's game last week.
Post it.
Oh, yeah, I got to find it.
Because the slower you hit it, the more time you give the ball to go in. Now, you don't want to hit super slow because then they're going to be able to read it and kill it.
Because I was like, oh, wait, was that it? And they're like, it was. I think I did it. I think it was me that did it. And I think I actually deleted the video. Already.
Another shot that is more high level from watching all the pickleball lately, the Vegas we were watching, now we're watching the one in Peachtree, Georgia, is that there is such thing as an off-speed speed up. Now, I can use it once in a while, but I'm not at the level that pros are that keep on consistently hitting speed ups. The great thing is if I'm playing you, you're playing me right now, and you know every single ball that my speed up is going to be pop, pop, pop. That's my speed up, 70%, 70%, 70%. So you give me a dead dink, you know that I followed this YouTube. I'm going to capitalize on every single shot. I'm going to speed the ball up at the proper time. You're going to be eventually ready for that split second timing. Then what happens though, and this has happened with me but unintentionally, is that I speed the ball up 30, 40%. So I speed the ball up, you're ready for that 70%, but you're like, wait, what? He went slower, and then it results in a pop-up that is guaranteed.
Yeah.
So that's a great drill to do as well, or a tactic to use.
Oh my gosh. We forgot to say one of the most important things in this whole situation. When you speed up, where do you speed up?
I was just going to finish with that.
Because please do not do it cross court.
Don't speed up cross court, and why? Because cross court gives the middle forehand. The person can hit a ball in the middle. They can load up in the middle, and then also it's much more distance and it's way easier to read. The last thing that you want to do, and this happens with me all the time because I think I can overpower people in pickleball, is I think I can speed the ball up cross court, and when the ball goes cross court, then it gives my opponent not only time, but it gives them a free shot at our person up the line.
Right.
They're just going to blast them. I hit the ball comes back to them, they blast it at my opponent. They're not necessarily ready for that.
And a very, very common mistake that does happen is in a dinking rally, they see the ball and they took that time and they did not commit. And they're like, I feel like I should speed this up, but maybe it should be a dink. And then it ends up being a cross court speed up because you would have dinked the ball cross court, but you're kind of half speeding it up, and then you just totally get destroyed.
And we're talking about strongly cross court. A great shot is the speed up in the middle sometimes. However, though, that's if your opponents are out of position. But really speeding the ball up down the line, because here's the thing, if you speed the ball up down the line,
and by down the line he means at the person,
straight ahead. So instead of me going over there to your partner, I'm going straight ahead to you. If you speed the ball up straight ahead at the person, the next ball, even if it goes to, say I speed the ball up straight ahead and then you're my partner, the only ball that you're ever going to touch is going to be a high ball. They're never going to counter that ball diagonal. If I speed the ball up straight ahead, it's impossible for that person to counter the ball at you super hard unless they like read it and like super, it's very low percentage. So if I speed the ball up straight ahead, if they're going to counter, they have hands, they can read it, I'm going to get the counter because I'm ready, because after I'm done, I'm going to be ready for my cleanup, or they're going to pop the ball up to you. If I speed the ball up cross court, they can blast me, they can blast you, they can go in the middle,
have all the
so
time
many things.
To blast everyone because they have time.
So straight ahead limits the options that you can hit.
And they're less likely to be ready.
Is there anything else that we should add?
Use this with discretion, be smart about it. We do want you to practice this in rec though, so you can get comfortable with it, because it does have a learning curve, but once you do it, it's kind of fun.
And again, if you guys can learn this at a lower level, many players at a lower level, below an advanced level, don't have hands to consistently counter speed ups. So if you're 3-0, 3-5, 2-5 even, and you learn how to speed up a ball, you're going to win the point every single time, because your opponents aren't just going to have the hands. And then they're going to get afraid to dink with you, and then you're going to win so many more points. So if you want to play a lower level tournament and instantly win, work on one shot, work on the speed up the ball every single time.
Well, first you'd have to get to the kitchen. That doesn't really happen at like beginner tournaments.
True, that's okay. All right, so if you guys like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, share with a friend. Make sure to use our code ADV-Universal because our INF code apparently doesn't work as I checked. So use our code ADV-Universal, linked in the description. Click the link in the description, get a gift card with your purchase. Selkirk, they're actually giving us a new paddle. We can't talk about it. I saw the email. I'm not sure if you saw the email,
I did not see the email
but I'm
yet.
so excited. It's like all the stuff that they released, it's like all in one paddle.
Nice.
Like,
is it labs?
Can't say. I don't want to say confidential information, but it's like, let's say all the brand new Halos, all the Vanguards, all the everything. Just
All in one paddle.
put in one paddle. I didn't read the description, but I did look at it. I looked at a picture of it, and it seems like it's everything in one.
Perfect.
So it looks pretty cool.
Is it gonna match my outfit?
No, it's not colorful. That's okay. It's
neutral?
not color. It's kind of neutral.
So it will match everything then.
I guess I'm not really sure how matching really works, but I am sure that this will work with speed ups, and I am sure if you use our link, you'll get a gift card with your purchase. So if you get a paddle, you can get some balls. These balls are the best in the market. You get some balls, you can get a hat. If you get a paddle, you can get a hat and probably some balls. So make sure you use our link in the description. Best paddle ever, and my favorite thing about Selkirk is they have the best customer service.
Yeah.
Other companies, you order a paddle, they leave you in the dust. Your paddle breaks, they leave you in the dust. Now, I'm not sure the exact warranty because I don't want you to quote me on it, but if you break a Selkirk paddle and it wears down for like accidental, I'm pretty sure they replace it for a while, if not a long time. So yeah, and like past that, you're just going to eventually get a new paddle. So you don't need a lifetime. And yeah, so make sure to subscribe, share a newsletter. We'll see you guys next time on court.